person I learned about in Montgomery City. I was talking to a lady, and she was telling me about her niece who was diagnosed with cancer in her junior year of high school. And her only goal was to go to her junior prom because she had been looking forward to it so much. But because her cancer was so severe and she was currently going through chemo treatment, she didn't have any hair. So she was really nervous about it, and her wig was really itchy. So what all the guys in her grade did was they all shaved her head. And she was actually nominated and won homecoming for prom team.
Let me talk to you for just a minute, if I may. I just want to thank you for coming here. And I want to tell you a little bit about the area and just a couple of things. I went off to college and married after a couple of years there. Her name is Rosemary. I don't think that any of you have ever met her, because last year she was tremendously ill and you kind of bypassed and went on your way. The year before, the picture that's in the paper this last couple of weeks was when you were here 2 years ago, and she was standing in the middle of you for your picture. She had colon cancer. We have 4 children. This is who they are. On the left is Billy, then Crystal, then Scotty, and then Angel. And they are all grown. They are all married. They live fairly close around here. I get to see them, and be around them, and things like that. But Rosemary's colon cancer was a long battle, and I just want to commend you for being willing to ride for something that you maybe haven't experienced. You might not have had cancer, and you might not even have somebody that you know that has. But I want you to know it's devastating. It does kill people. It isn't a game. And so when you ask for help, you just need to realize people's feelings run deep if they are involved with cancer. Rosemary was diagnosed with colon cancer. It was sort of a fluky deal. Her sister had a colonoscopy and told her that she should get one, so she did, and she checked clean. But she got deathly sick the following year. This was about 5 years ago. And so we went back in, and the doctor said, whoops, and because we did another colonoscopy. And he called me into his, I was sitting in the lobby. He came out and he said, I have some news for you. I said, sit down and tell me. He said, no, come over here. And he took me over to the corner. And I could tell he was just kind of shaking, nervous. And I said, just tell me what's the matter. And he said, I have to be honest with you. When I diagnosed this the first time, I was wrong. I missed. I thought I was at the end of her colon. I was actually about 2/3 of the way through, and I was bumping into the tumor and didn't realize it. So now the tumor, and I've learned a whole new vocabulary. The word metastasized is familiar to you probably, but that means that it's gone into an invasive kind of an area of growth. And he said the tumor has metastasized outside the colon. And so all I can say is I'm sorry. And I looked at that doctor because I knew what he was really thinking is this could be a lawsuit that could be a bad deal. So I looked at him and I said, I want you to know right now, I have no intention of suing you for any kind of malpractice. I really believe that God knows what he's doing, and we'll get through this. You just tell me what you think we should do. He said she needs surgery. And I said, well, you are here, and she is here. And what you planned on doing, you can't do, so you have time. Let's do surgery. And so within about 30 minutes, they prepped her, put her in surgery. They took out about 3 feet of her small intestine. They took out over 50-some tumors, and it was this major operation. She came home. They started her on a chemo program. She did well for a while, and then we could see that it just wasn't working. She tried absolutely everything that was nutritional. She tried anything that we heard of that would possibly work. And I want you to know this. There is no one way for cancer. There are all ways for people. And so just be patient with people as they try different things. Try to tell somebody who has cancer what to do is always a tricky thing, because some things work for some work for others. I found myself buying things I've never thought about buying, rebounders and things for circulatory reasons, a grinder so we could process carrots, and I ground 10 pounds of carrots a day for months while she would drink that juice. It turned her orange. She fought hard, but I could see that we weren't gaining. We took her to the Cancer Treatment Center of America in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then every 2 weeks we were there. But that first visit, they decided they needed to do more surgery. They took an additional 10 feet of her small intestine. I can't even remember what all they took. They took lots of lymph nodes. They took out an additional amount of tumors and began to fight. What I didn't realize was I didn't know anything about hospice. I interpreted hospice as being somebody to come help. I had no idea they were sending her home to die. So that's how naive Nebraskans are sometimes, you know. But they lined up for hospice to come, take care of her. She came home and she just had a strong will. She got better, she got stronger, and she fought hard. So for the last 4.5 years, she has fought. But our youngest son just got married last year, and that was kind of her goal, to fight to be at his wedding. And she said to me, after the wedding, we were out on the porch here, and we had a lot of people here, and she looked at me and she said, I'm done. You know, and that was really hard. But I knew that she had fought all she could fight, you know. And so I began to pray, and I just want to tell you a quick Bible story. I don't know if you're Christians or what faith you have. I have no idea. But I just want you to know, the book that's never been written is How Long Do You Wait When You Lose Somebody? You know. The Bible story that came to my mind, because I've read the Bible thoroughly. I have a philosophy major, I have a minor in psychology, I have a minor in Bible, and I have a major in history. So I was going to be a coach, you know. The Bible story that I have read, that I never really understood, but I always thought about it, was this one, that David had a son who got very, very ill. And I don't know what your perspective is on the scriptures, but whether you believe them or don't, the scripture says something to believe them. You know, that's just the way it's going to be. It'll unfold in a way that we see the reality of it. But David prayed for his son to be healed. And his son wasn't healed. And he fasted, which meant going without food, and he prayed, and he quit work. He did everything he could to make that boy live. But his son died. The next morning, he got up, and he said to his people that were around him, cook breakfast, and let's go to work. And I've always thought about that, how we mourn so long that costs us so much of life. And I had determined that I would not let Rosemary's death overwhelm me, or I wouldn't let it make me bitter. I had no regrets. I had 40 years of living with Rosemary. That was a good marriage, and we have good kids. When we came back from college, I told her, I don't care where we live. I just want to raise our kids in one school system. Because my father had moved around a lot. He would buy places, he was a land baron, and we would fix them and sell them, and I was always moving to different schools. Fortunately, athletics, always, you know, if you're an athlete, you're always in. And so I just told her, I don't want my kids to have to go through that competitive, always struggling to fit. And so she said, this was be fine. So we moved here, and I didn't know math very well. But when you start having a family, you made a long-term commitment to get them through one system. I have 4 kids, so you figure it out.